What is up? What is up, y'all? So we're gonna be taking this little quiz. Hopefully we could pass it. If you're here, make sure you end up hitting that like button. Ends up pushing it out in the algorithm. So we're gonna change this mini goal real quick because I want my mini goal to be about passing the quiz. And I'm also wondering too, like it would be super cool if I can find like certain assignments. But of course that would have to be, I have to do a lot of digging. So we're gonna try to find a couple of like deeper hardware quizzes, because normally I would only do like basic ones, but I feel like, we've been studying hardware for a minute. I should know a good amount of things, whether that comes down to the specs or if that just comes down to a bunch of other things. I gotta make sure that the camera is moving smoothly because before it wasn't, and it makes me like not want to use this camera. Yeah, so it looks like it's running smoothly because the other day, I don't know what the hell was going on. Things were not moving smoothly. I don't know where my remote went because I need to turn this damn TV on. I actually have no clue. Oh, it's right there. Oops. Damn, thank God there was nothing in there. That would have been crazy. I gotta end up going to work today as well. So that's gonna be a bit crappy. But we gotta prepare for this quiz, man. We've been studying for dumb long. And I honestly think I am well prepared. There's just no way that I'm not ready to end up taking this quiz. I cannot wait to do it. And hopefully I pass. Just want to get my TV right. And then once my TV's right, we could jump over and start taking this quiz. I'm probably not going to show it on camera unless like I find like a... Oh, sorry. I wanted to turn my TV on real quick. There we go. Alrighty. Now let's go and see real quick. I might keep the camera angle like this or I might jump it over. We'll end up seeing as we move. So I'm gonna read some of these questions out. This first is gonna be for module 1, and then I think eventually, it also mixes, it's gonna mix module 1, so what I learned like 2 weeks ago, to what I learned also now. So let me get this like out of the camera. I think I did, I'm not sure. Alright, let's go. So we got number 1 being, hopefully this is gonna be easy. What's the main difference between an ATX and a micro ATX motherboard? I'm assuming the micro is just more smaller. If that's not the case, then yikes. Since ATX is larger and offers more expansion options, that's probably what I think. ATX only works with Intel CPUs. They're both ATX, so that just wouldn't make sense. Micro ATX supports, oh, I think they're talking about the other one. Okay, never mind. Micro ATX supports RAM, and then micro ATX has more PCI slots. Obviously, I think that has to be B. I think B has to be the answer for that one. That is larger. This is the CPU socket. The CPU socket determines what? Damn, it's so funny. I was trying to do more research on the CPU socket, but I think I could get this answer. I'm gonna make sure though. I will allow myself to use my notes. I will, but I don't think I need it. The CPU socket determines what? The size of the power supply, which CPU brands and models are compatible. Might be that one. Says the speed of the CPU and how many RAM slots you could use. And that one might be B, but I'm questioning it a little bit, which is why I kind of want to look at what I've written in my notes. I don't think I have anything like exactly to that. The CPU socket, because I literally told myself to take notes on the socket part of things, but I don't think it gets the speed because I thought the clock speed or the gigahertz is what does the speed of the, oh no, because they're talking about the speed of the GPU. I don't think the CPU sockets do that with the GPU. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. That's okay. If we have to guess on one of them, that's not bad. It says which of these RAM types are the newest. Sorry, I don't know why my words are coming out weird. It says the DDR3, DDR4, DDR5. That one was simple. It's the DDR5. It's a trick question. But it said what's one key difference between the DDR4 and DDR5? Says DDR5 uses less power and has higher bandwidth. Can't tell you if that's true. DDR5 only works with AMD CPUs. That might be it. DDR4 is only used in laptops, and DDR4 has higher latency. I do have a whole section in my notes about the DDR3, DDR4, DDR5. The only thing is that none of those were clicking. So I don't think those were any of the differences that I've written. It says double rate 5. It says DDR4 has higher latency. Okay, so it can't be that one. DDR5 uses less power and higher bandwidth. I don't know if it's a less power. I do agree with the higher bandwidth. Does it have a less power though? It's more efficient at 1.1 volts compared to DDR4 1.2. Okay, so maybe it is that one then. But it's only by a little bit, so I guess we're going with A. Then number 5 is which storage type has the fastest data transfer speeds? I think would be the NVMe SSD, right? I think would be the MS. You said in the comments, you said, are you or have I learned only through Free Code Camp or anywhere else? I would say most of my learning was from Free Code Camp when it came to web dev. If we're talking about web development, yes, most of it was from Free Code Camp. The ODEM project was very helpful, and then obviously building projects on your own. Normally from Free Code Camp, what I would do is I would let them teach me how to build a project, and then I'll try to rebuild it on my own. If you're talking about coding. So it says, what's the main function of the GPU? It's the graphic card. I mean, the graphics, the graphics card. Or the graphics, whatever the hell it's called. Oh, I hurt the hell out of myself. So it doesn't, well, it says handle system memory. I don't think so. Process and render graphics images. I think. Controls hard drive speeds, no. Power the CPU, no. I think it's B, because I know it, well, the only reason why I'm jumping to B is because it says graphics and images, like rendering it. But I don't know if it handles the system memory. I don't think so. I think it's just the graphics. If a CPU has integrated graphics, what does that mean? Oh, I don't know. Wait, actually, I think I took notes on that too. Please tell me I did. Integrated graphics. I'm assuming, though, that would just mean you don't need a GPU or for a basic layout. It uses more power. I think that might be that answer. If it has integrated graphics. Is a GPU built into the processor? Okay. So processors with integrated graphics are most commonly found in smaller form factor systems such as laptops and Intel NVs. So that means it basically, but it doesn't say it doesn't need a GPU. But I think that's basically what it's getting at. It says it uses more power, it doesn't need a GPU. I'm assuming, because it's already integrated, it's in there. I think it kind of says it for itself. It says what helps you keep pushing? Honestly, I think the biggest thing that helps me keep pushing is that I live stream it. I feel like I owe something to like people when I say that I'm gonna hop on live stream and that I'm gonna study or I'm gonna, do what I'm gonna do. Like, when I feel like the biggest thing we could do as humans is stick to our word. So for me, just me telling one other person like this is what I'm gonna do, it makes me just keep pushing because I just feel so wrong if I said that and I never did it. That's probably my biggest thing. My biggest motivation is letting someone know and wanting to stand on my word. So it says, what does 80 plus a gold rating on PS on the power supply mean? Ooh, I took a note on that too, man. You know what's crazy? It's like most of this I feel like I don't really need to look at my notes. I'm just one of those people who are like a second guesser. So if I don't have my notes with me, I'm like, I feel like I could be getting this wrong and I don't want to. Honestly, I don't know where the hell I wrote it at though. I have a whole section for the power supply here. But I remember getting really deep into into the 80 plus gold thing, and I didn't understand it well. And I meant to like spin the block on it, but maybe I have more going forward. Oh, right here. I'm like, what the hell? Damn, you know what's so crazy? I literally stopped writing it. I guess I forgot to go back to the page. I literally stopped writing it when it came to me having to write what gold was. Wow. Okay, so I guess that's it. I guess I must have thought like it wasn't that deep. Or maybe I tried to save it for the day before and I forgot to finish. Because there's two things I have to finish then. That means I have to go back to that website because I really wouldn't know this answer. But it says, what does the gold rating on the power supply mean? It's gold colored. It's more efficient at converting AC to DC. It only supports high-end computers. I really don't know. I might have a little bit of notes. It says if a power supply has an 80% efficiency rating, which this does, it can deliver 80% of the power it takes from the outlet to your PC components, while the 20% is lost as heat. Power supplies is going to have to cost itself more and going to reflect with increased fan noise. When choosing a power supply, you should consider the efficiency of the units and the effects of the power consumption. So efficiency range is 80 to 96. Yeah, that doesn't help me. I don't think it only supports high-end PCs. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I don't have anything when it comes to like the gold rating, which this is going to be really good too because that means I could look into it. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to guess. This is limited to 500 watts. I don't think so. I mean, well, they only told me in kilowatts, so I'm not sure if in watts would it be limited? Don't think it only supports high-end computer. I don't know. I can't even think. I'm just gonna have to guess. Let's whatever. We'll go with B. So now we're entering module 2, which is the specs, which we just ended up learning the other day. So let me see what this is. I'm gonna tell you what I end up getting on this quiz. Specs and performance. The term cores and threads in CPU refers to what? The number of graphics cards it can handle? No. The number of tasks it can handle simultaneously, I believe, is that one. The number of pins on the motherboard socket? The CPU's wattage. I think it's B, but I don't know. I've never heard of pins on the motherboard socket. Don't think it's that. Cores and threads? I think it has something to do with handling tasks. So a CPU running at 3.6 gigahertz means it can handle 3.6 tasks at once. It's overclocked by 3.6. Each core cycles 3.6 billion times per second. I didn't think they were going to ask me questions like that. Let me see. I remember saying something. I think I have an example. So 3.6 running at 3.6 gigahertz. Okay. Oh, here it is. Clock speed. A higher gigahertz means the CPU can complete more instructions per second. So that'll be 4.6 billion cycles per second. Okay, so I had a feeling it was C. Just had to see. It's like when I second guess it, I don't know why. So now we're on number 11. Dual channel RAM means 2 GPUs working together, 2 RAM sticks working in sync for higher performance, 2 CPUs sharing one motherboard. I believe dual channel happens to do with RAM. So saying 2 RAM sticks working in sync for higher performance, I believe is what that is. That's the only time I've ever heard of dual channel was with RAM. NVMe drives are faster than SATA SSDs because they're powered by the GPU. They use slower NAND chips. They use magnetic storage. They connect directly to the CPU through PCI lanes. I believe it's A for that one. I could be 100% wrong, but listen, we learn when we get things wrong. What does VRAM stand for and what does it mean? Why do they keep asking me questions like that? I don't know what the hell VRAM stands for. Virtual RAM stores background apps. Video RAM stores variable RAM. Visual resource access memory. No, because I think RAM is random access memory. It can't be that one. I don't know. Maybe virtual? I've never. People always told me not to focus on that, and now look at me getting a question. Alright, so we got number 14. Higher clock speed usually means better multitasking performance, more power efficiency, faster processing speed. I would assume it's faster processing speed, but also more heat power use. Right? Higher clock speed for megahertz. Performance doesn't solely depend on the clock speed. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. With fewer cores might be slow. Oh yeah, I forgot because, okay. So more power efficiency, lower system stability. The frequency of which a CPU can exceed cycles. A higher gigahertz means the CPU can complete more instructions. So is it, or better, maybe it's better multitasking performance? Because what does it mean by instructions? Can perform 1 billion cycles. Performance doesn't solely. Because what's throwing me off is the word instructions there, because I don't know if it means by multitasking or faster process. I think threading is the multitasking, so this might be C. Now we're on the last question. It says, what should you check on what should you check on the power supply before connecting a GPU? What should you check on in the power supply before connecting the GPU? I'm assuming the connector type and wattage, the size of the case, the mother brand. Oh wait, hold on. The motherboard brand could be a good one too. What should you check on a power supply before connecting. But it says on the power supply, so that has to be A. And then lastly, it says bonus. Name 2 components that directly plug into the motherboard and explain how they communicate. The CPU and RAM communicate through the motherboard's memory channels. I'm not going to do the bonus. Not going to do the bonus. That's actually something I should look into, though, is how everything communicates. That was pretty good. Let me get a picture of that or something. All right, Bammers. Let's see how we did on this quiz. Let's see. Hopefully I ended up passing. I think I might have 8. If it was a real like online quiz, I would have shown y'all, but because I'm doing it like through ChatGPT, I don't know. For some reason, every time I get into my ChatGPT, I don't like to like show people what my ChatGPT looks like. So I only got 1 wrong, and it was because I don't listen. Everyone always told me that the definitions of like VRAM or NVMe, that I don't really, or not the definitions, the real name for it. They're like, no one's gonna ask those basic questions, and they asked me that basic question. So I thought it was virtual RAM, but I guess it's video RAM. But other than that, we got everything right. So we got 14 out of 15, which is a 93. So that's pretty good. I honestly thought I wouldn't have done well. And I think I honestly could have answered a lot of these without me looking at my notes, but I'm just such a big second guesser that I really wanted to like just get that right. Let me see if I can find maybe like another quiz. I mean, I think they did pretty good, right, for the quizzing. I think they got me pretty well. Let me read the other comment real quick. It says, "Are you into hardware or software too?" As of right now, I'm just more focused on, I want to say like just IT fundamentals. I don't know if eventually we get into software later. So it depends on whether that pops in during my studying or not. But the goal for me is to ultimately try and become a network engineer. But I want to learn the fundamentals first because I don't have any type of understanding of computers at all. So for me to even get a 93% on that quiz makes me super ecstatic because I was like, I don't know, I didn't think I was going to be able to do that. So that was fun. So now that we passed that quiz, what was the next thing I needed to get into studying so I could show you on my screen? I believe I took a picture of it on this phone, but I'm also looking at chat on here, so give me 1 second if y'all message. Because I want to make sure that I'm going to look at everything, because we're still at the specs. I believe I didn't finish. Oh yeah, because I said I was going to do it off camera, but then my day got busy. I went out to get more food and different stuff like that, and expect to leave. Went out to get food, spent more time with family, then I completely forgot. So I think we need to get into the GPU. Oh, that's why I don't know what the hell VRAM is. I didn't even end up taking that note yet. Because the last thing I took a note on was NVM versus SATA. That's so funny. The one question I get, I didn't even take a note on it yet. But hey, so now I don't even really want to count that. But it's okay. So we're going to go VRAM. I need to get into the clock speed of the GPU. I didn't even know the GPU had a clock speed. I thought that was only for the CPU. That was what I was looking at. So the fact that I was looking at that and still getting the right answer, maybe it's the same thing. That's probably why. So we gotta go look up this real quick, see if we can find something. Actually, is it already here? No, I think I have to look it up. Let me type it on here. So we got GPU. Oh, I guess I looked it up before. And we gotta get into the clock speed. So now I'm gonna jump the camera over. So now y'all can see the screen. And the only thing is, well, since we're gonna move to this camera angle, oh, damn, almost broke my damn lamp. So I don't know if I want to use the AI overview. I don't think they're bad at what they say in the AI overview. It could probably be even more helpful than a website. The only thing I'm thinking of is if I don't want to use that AI overview, I could just sit here and probably look at specifics. So real quick, I'm gonna leave this here. I don't know exactly what they want me to do when it comes down to the GPU VRAM. Maybe just look it up or something and see exactly what it is. So how much VRAM is enough? GPU cards. I want to learn about this. So this is video random access memory. I can't believe this is for videos. I really thought it was like virtual. I don't know. I don't know why I would think it's virtual though. So what is VRAM and how much does your GPU need of it? This is in 2023. Maybe this is exactly what I need to look at. So video random access memory, more commonly known as VRAM or GPU memory, is one of the most important parts of the graphics card. However, it can be modified on its own. Whatever VRAM a graphics card has is how much your PC will have. That's why it's important to get a GPU with the right amount of memory, because otherwise you have to buy a whole new card if you need more. Okay. So this is probably a pretty good website, and I'll probably just merge it in with a little bit of what the AI overview had to say. Probably what we're gonna have to do. So video random access memory is more important. So the only thing I'm just gonna write down is probably this, especially because that was the one thing that got me messed up. I'm pissed. The one thing that got me messed up, I could have ate. So let's go VRAM and then video access memory. But yes, man. So yesterday was pretty good as well. I'm going back to work today, and today is also a holiday, and I'm so upset because I just realized that if I wanted to, I could have said no to the holiday and just took it off. But I said yes, and it's too late. You said, do you see the live chat? Yes, I do. I was just responding to the chat. I literally, it's the same person. I just responded to you. Maybe you didn't hear my answer. I don't know. Let me know if you heard my answer or not, because I did respond to the chat. I said, let me see. I believe I said, you said, am I into hardware or software too? I said, as of right now, it depends on whether whether software ends up being something I need to learn to become I guess like a network engineer, because right now I'm trying to learn the fundamentals of IT. It's because I don't know too much about IT, so I can't just immediately jump into network. Oh, okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, maybe you didn't hear me, but I can't immediately jump into networking. So I wanted to start by learning the basics of IT first, and then if software ends up popping in or something, then maybe I'll learn a little bit about software, but I'm not sure if we get into software as like an IT support, but maybe we do. Thing is, can be modified on its own. Whatever VRAM a graphics card has is how much a PC will ever have. So it can't be modified on its own. So that's why you need to get the right GPU. So that's why it's important to get a GPU with the right amount of memory, because otherwise you have to buy a whole new card if you need more. Damn. That's crazy. So I gotta make sure I take a note of that just in case, because I thought it was saying that it could be modified, but no, it's saying it can't be. You said, so which programming language am I working on now? I'm not really working on a programming language anymore. Like the main one that I was focused on previously, it was JavaScript, and if I were to ever have to go back to like a coding language, I would probably still work on my skills with JavaScript, because I don't think I'm like the best, if you're talking about like coding language, right? I'm assuming. I don't think I'm not the best like JavaScript coder. I feel like I could probably do some basics when it comes to JavaScript. So I'd probably try to enhance that a little bit more. And then if I were to ever switch to something different, I would probably go to Python, I feel like. But as of right now, I would want to focus more on JavaScript, but I'm kind of like backing out a little, or not backing out, but just trying to pivot a little bit more from like coding or programming and just trying to go strictly to IT support, whether that's, just solving issues for people who need to like fix their computer, or whether that's actually going into the hardware and installing stuff for people for money, or even possibly like building PCs for people, and then you can probably make like an income just off of that as well. But my real goal is to hopefully try to become a network engineer, which is simply just, I think it's like there's routers, it's a lot of wiring, it's a lot of, a lot of things have to be on the network. So it's like, it's a little bit important, or maybe a lot important. So yes, we can upgrade RAM, but not GPU. Yeah, I think it's talking about the VRAM. It's saying, I believe is that what it's saying, the GPU? Because I thought it was saying like you can't upgrade the VRAM, because it's saying whatever the VRAM graphics card has is how much your PC will ever have. So it's saying to make sure that when you get the GPU that it has the right amount of memory. Otherwise you're gonna have to buy a whole new GPU because you can't upgrade the VRAM. I think is what that was trying to say, unless I'm tripping. So, and lastly you said, yes, Python is a necessity these days. We need it in every field. No, exactly. Exactly. Because another thing too for me is like I would love to really pivot like to cybersecurity. But first, I want to start with network engineering because the specific job that I plan on working at has a cybersecurity team. So I know that with cybersecurity, you do need a bit of networking like known to you. So I'm like, if I could be a network engineer in this specific job or this specific area, for one, I'd probably be looked at a bit more compared to other people. But then also, if I, of course, learn everything I need to with cybersecurity, which would be a journey, but I can get in there and I think that'd be super dope. But for me, it's like it's either network engineering or cybersecurity, and then possibly I wouldn't mind like just getting into being like what is it called? Not electrical. I know this has nothing to do with tech at that. Well, technically it has something to do with tech because you're dealing with electricity, but with like certain equipment, certain technologies. But damn, I forgot what it was called. I don't remember. But being like an electrician. I was also thinking about that, but that takes time. So we got this written down. It says VRAM isn't necessarily something you should be worried about. By the way, make sure y'all end up hitting that subscribe button. I should be coming on every single day to learn about IT support with the goal to become a network engineer. And so far, I've been doing this for 15 days straight. Oh, shoot, I didn't upgrade this. My fault. But I've been doing this for 15 days straight. So make sure you end up hitting that subscribe button. And I've also done this before with with web design or web development. And I pretty much got up to like a good like 230 something days. Like I stopped counting after a while, but it was definitely like 200 and something days where I documented the whole series. So make sure you end up hitting that sub button. So VRAM isn't necessarily something you should be worried about. Graphics cards are computers unto themselves and come with a specific amount of memory for usually good reasons. Here's everything you need to know about VRAM and how much is enough for a graphics card. So it's not necessarily something you should worry about is what it says. So that's something to take note of. So don't worry, mainly focus on your memory, I'm assuming is what it was saying, or the amount of memory. Okay, so we could write that. So focus on this is stamp. Focus on your GPU's specific, I'm having a whole tongue twister over here, amount of memory. And then now it's gonna tell us a little bit about what we need to know about VRAM and how much is enough for the graphics card. I never heard of VRAM before. Maybe I have. It says VRAM is a subset which is usually described memory. Oh, never mind. Like DDR4 and DDR5. I didn't even know that was a V. Wait, is it saying this is a VRAM? Or is this just saying RAM? Oh, never mind. I thought it was calling that a VRAM. You said yes. Oh wait, you said video RAM. It is video memory. I subscribed. Didn't you receive a notification? No, for some reason it doesn't. I mean, if it popped up on the screen, then that's great. Sometimes I don't look at the screen, so I don't really see it. But when it comes to like YouTube, it doesn't really pop up as a notification. It's like you would have to just go look. But thank you so much, man, for hitting that subscribe button. Super dope. So VRAM is a subset of RAM. I think that was obvious. So these kinds of RAM are technically for all components in a computer, but they're really tailored to performance requirements, which wants data really quickly. Okay, so they're just getting into a bunch of different things. I need to specifically see VRAM. GPUs are not CPUs, however, and have vastly different requirements for memory. GPU needs lots of memory's bandwidth in order to access textures, the frame buffer, and other graphical info that's stored in the RAM and can tolerate relatively high latency, which is why VRAM is not only specially made to suit graphics processors, but also as close to the GPU as possible. So maybe I'll take this from here to here, because that felt like it was talking about VRAM. Because I'm trying to focus on like VRAM a little bit with also GPU being the problem, being the main center. I don't want to like take every note. I just need to find what's important. Which is a little bit, it's like kind of easy to find what's important sometimes. Like, I might have missed something up there because I was moving too fast. But I don't know. Back when I was in school, man, I would just be zooming through this. I'll find everything I need within these. I remember the other day someone commented in my chat and they were like, I forgot what they said, but they said something like it's difficult to kind of, I think, go through like a text because they like to put, I think this is like on day 2. Someone was saying something that they like to put a bunch of like unnecessary things on certain websites that you don't need. But I don't mind taking the time trying to like find it, you know? Especially because when I was younger, I mean, nowadays, if you're like Gen Z, it's so much more easier to just look it up like on ChatGPT or look at the AI overview or something and just let that do the research. But when I was younger, man, having to go find websites, cite them, doing all that BS, no one can tell you where it's at. You have to find it yourself. Find those answers, man. That was something else. That was something else. There was times where I couldn't even really find stuff. I was like, what the hell? Imagine now with AI overview, just being able to help you as a kid. Man, there's probably kids out here who aren't even like really learning anymore. It's trash. At some point, these people are gonna eventually be your doctors and they've done studied with AI the whole way through. It's crazy. Or cheated on their test. You know how many people try to like learn how to cheat on their test nowadays? I'm like, you're my doctor and you cheated on your exam? Brother, no, you are not operating on me. So CPUs for the processing random tasks like opening a file, running a software. Yes, and then GPUs for graphics rendering. That's why people who do gaming go for higher GPUs. Yeah, I'm assuming because my laptop is a gaming laptop, so I'm assuming my GPU must be up there or something. But then again, it's a laptop. It's not really like a desktop, and I believe desktop probably would have way more. Where am I exactly at? Oh, you know what's so funny too? It says can't tolerate high latency. I love how all the questions that were on my last quiz, even though I got them right, glory to God, I don't know how I did that. I'm now like getting some of them right now where I'm like noticing, I'm like, this was a question that they asked me. And I just kind of guessed on it. Got it right. There was a couple of them that I guessed on. Or maybe like two. But some of them kind of you can kind of tell like what the answer is a little bit, because I don't know, ChatGPT, they be doing their own thing. But I love quizzing myself because quizzing yourself, I feel like is just a really good way to see if you learned what you went to go learn for. Like I remember in the beginning of all this, I took a hardware quiz, or I think I took like an IT support quiz, I believe. And I think I got like a 70. And that's just probably because, with computers, as long as you know like the basics or something like that, you're pretty much gonna get an all right grade. But for me, I really didn't know anything, so I was like, damn, either they wrote these questions a little bit too easy, maybe I'm taking the wrong quiz, maybe it was an easy quiz, but that was like on an actual website. That wasn't from ChatGPT, and I was just surprised that I like got even that grade. But I just wanted to make sure that I could be a little bit stronger in my fundamentals because I know definitely when it comes to that CompTIA A plus, they already assume you know the fundamentals. So it's like you need to make sure that you are up to par because if you are not, you are going to screw yourself 100%. Imagine they put this ad in the corner and then it copyrighted my stream. That would piss me off because I'm like, I didn't even put that there. So search DX Diag on the start button and go to display. You'll see something like NVIDIA or AMD. Oh, I think I was just looking at that the other day because I have the AMD Ryzen. I have the AMD Ryzen. So I think it's AMD Ryzen 9. I just don't know exactly what because I know 9 has like two different ones or they have different numbers or something. I forgot what the hell it was. Those numbers were. And it threw me off because I seen it on I like to look at PC part picker specifically to see what certain things look like. I finally learned how to read the specs on like almost everything. So that was like super cool. Like to understand what the hell everything was for the first time. I was like, wow, I could actually buy my own computer and like know exactly what to look for. Shortly after, NVIDIA and AMD switched over to traditional DDR, which was made explicitly for the GPUs. And I don't really think I care about that. So figuring out the right VRAM is crucial when buying a graphics card since you're stuck with whatever your GPU has. Oh, that's actually probably a way easier way to explain it. Why didn't they just say it like that? I mean, I think I practically wrote it down like that though. So there are two kinds of VRAM. GDDR is the most common and mainstream solution, but I think that's what that was talking about. Well, we're getting there. For consumer-oriented options like gaming graphics, while the latest version of the GDDR is the GDDR6, which debuted in 2018, and there's a special version called R6X for the NVIDIA GPUs, which I have NVIDIA. There's also HBM, high bandwidth memory, which is more compact and higher performance solution that first debuted on AMD's 2015, but never really caught on gaming. So the only thing I care about here is the latest version is this one, and then there's a special version. That's really all I care about. I don't think we got into, or what we could also do is there's two main kinds. This is GDR is the most common, then there's HBM. Okay, sorry. There's a couple of things we got to get into. So two main kinds. So for VRAM, two main kinds of VRAM, which would be the GDDR, so we could take both of these, and the HBM, I believe, unless they're trying to, yeah, I think in the HBM. So then now we need to say the latest version of the GDDR. Let me go read some chat. Says you'll see something like in the video. Oh, I already said that. And then you have a really good GPU. Then thank you, man. Thank you. I'm happy that I do. I had no idea. Thank you for letting me know. I had no idea. I just assumed when I seen that I had the AMD Ryzen 9, and then also when I seen the video on here, I was like, this has to be a pretty good like laptop. But I don't even use it for gaming though, and that's probably why for me I love this laptop so much because I don't use it for gaming at all. I think I probably have like 1 or 2 games on here, maybe 3 actually. First of all, that's enough. 1 or 2 games on here, maybe 3. And then, hold on real quick, special version for the NVIDIA GPUs. Oh, I wonder if I have this one. Probably not. I mean, it's possible, but, then what the hell was I getting at? Oh yeah, I don't really play games on here except for a couple of them, but it's nothing too crazy. It doesn't take too much of anything to really play them. But I mainly use it for like video editing. I remember I used to use it for like a lot of coding because I didn't know if coding took up a lot of space or not. So I was like, I really need something that has like that is super strong and that could take up all that space. And so I just decided to go with a gaming PC. And then this one was pretty cheap for a PC. Like I'm surprised people don't like buy these PCs all the time. You said, what quiz are you studying for? I actually just took the quiz at the beginning of this stream, but I am currently trying to study for IT fundamentals first before I end up trying to study for the CompTIA A+. I just want to know a little bit more about, I want to learn a little bit more about the fundamentals of a computer just before I get into trying to learning, computer, what the hell? The CompTIA A+, because they expect you to kind of know the basics. But the quiz that I was specifically talking about, I had already took in the beginning of the stream, and I ended up getting, I think, a 96. It was 14 out of 15 I got correct, which technically I don't even like to count the one I got wrong because I'm currently studying the one I got wrong, and I didn't realize I didn't study for it yet, so that ultimately screwed me. It says, which is more compact and higher performance solution that first debuted on AMD's, oh wait, no, I think that's fine. The latest version for the HBM is the HBM3 and is used on the NVIDIA's Hopper. So let me also get that too, just in case if I ever need to know this latest version. But yeah, the laptop that I got is super good. I just can't say whether or not if it's good for like gaming, how much games I can get on here. I don't really get games on this laptop. But if y'all are new here, man, make sure you end up hitting that subscribe button. Come join me on this journey every single day. I will be documenting myself learning IT at 12:30 p.m. EST. So definitely stay tuned. Hit that sub button. Hit that like button too if you are here. It pushes the stream out to other people. So that'll be very helpful if y'all can do that as well. So this is one of the primary differences between RAM and VRAM outside of performance is upgradability. Yeah, you can upgrade the RAM. You can't upgrade the VRAM. I already kind of figured that. So the VRAM, however, is always solely on the graphics card. Okay, we can keep moving. How much VRAM do you need? I'm surprised, like, I thought this was going to be over, like, rather quickly. But how much VRAM you need depends on a few key factors. So when buying a graphics card or device with one included, like a gaming laptop, hey, that's what I got. It's important to consider 3 things in particular. Oh, sorry, I thought that looked familiar. I don't know why. Yeah, because mine says RTX. Mine says RTX. Mine says NVIDIA GeForce RTX. So that did look familiar. But I don't know if that's the one I got, though. Maybe. Wait, what the hell am I looking for? Oh. Where you're going to be running on the graphics card today, what you're going to be running on it tomorrow, and how fast the graphics card is in general. If you have a large budget, you could just buy a top end one and skip this part, but obviously that's not an option that's open to all of us. Yeah, and probably too, you probably don't. I mean, actually, if it were me, I probably would try to go for the top end. I would. So what? These are the three things which you're going to be running on the graphics card today. I mean, I could honestly avoid all of this by just buying the most expensive one and just not, or not the most expensive, but the most top end one, to the point where I don't need to know any of this. But at the end of the day, if I ever want to be able to fix people's computers or laptops and or tell them what's going on, this is this type of stuff that I would need to know if I'm ever like, damn, maybe you need more VRAM, but because you can't get more VRAM, you have to actually buy a new graphics card. And then I could tell them that and then kind of point them to which graphics card they should buy if they're more curious to that. I think that'd be pretty dope. Legitimately. I love learning about tech. Or even so, just knowing it for myself at some point to ever remember and be like, oh yeah, I forgot, I just gotta buy a new GPU. I messed up. Should have got me a little top end GPU. But the GPUs though, I was looking at one that was like really good the other day. That was like about almost $700 just for the. Oh wait, no, I'm stupid. I think I was looking at the CPU. Never mind. But the CPU though that I was looking at, I think it was the AMD Ryzen 9, the one that I have. That was just simply like almost $700, maybe even $800, depending on where you bought it. I was like, damn, they really be getting some money off of this. Crazy. If you can make your own type, wow, that'd be insane. I'd probably buy them and then sell them for higher, but no, no, that won't be it. It's like you're really ripping people off doing it like that. Says you probably have a beast PC and don't know yet. It says audio lag in the stream, it goes and comes. Oh, that's weird. Does it like buffer, or is it like the words just aren't moving with my mouth or something? That's strange. I gotta end up fixing that. I feel like if that's happening, I think the problem is that sometimes I have it to where it records my streams. And I have to stop doing that because then it's just like putting too much on my computer at the same time. And then I also have like another streaming site that's up. So it could help me with like my camera over here. So what I'm probably going to do is gonna have to switch that up a little bit. So maybe a minor network issue. Oh, you said it's fixed now? Oh, okay, that's good. I don't know why that'd be happening. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to look a little bit more into that to see what's going on. But I feel like it's because I'd be having too much things like low-key running in the background. So when it comes to the graphics card, there are really only two workloads that would stress the VRAM. So gaming and creative applications. Of the two, gaming is the least intensive and the most graphically demanding games come with settings that allow you to adjust the VRAM usage. If you're experiencing very low frame rate and or lots of the stuttering, you might have run out of VRAM. Creative or professional applications, on the other hand, will often list a recommended amount of VRAM, and they also tend to require more than games, hence workstation cards with lots of VRAM. Okay. I know there was something important in there, but I'm trying to pinpoint exactly what do I want to do. So it comes with two workloads, gaming and creative applications. That's probably where we're going to start. Wow, I didn't know how important VRAM was. I mean, I guess I'm glad that I'm taking a lot of notes on it. Yeah, it probably is a network issue. I don't know what it is, but normally when I try to stream around this time, it's like I feel like my network is always like down a little. But who knows? Maybe it's because I have too much on my fucking connection. So we gotta go gaming and creative applications. Creative applications, perfection. But yeah, man, I cannot wait, bro. This is just super fun. Like every single day, I feel like I say that. But I'm like, I just cannot wait to be like where I want to be already. But I just gotta remember, man, just take it day by day and you're gonna get there. This is probably like one of the funnest things that I've ever studied on. And like it doesn't even feel like studying because I'm so damn interested in it. Because when it came to coding, coding was hell. And it wasn't like I didn't like coding, but if I knew that most of coding is trying to debug your code, I would have been prepared. I would have been like, like I'm dying over here. I just always assumed that coders just kind of knew what they were doing, just going with the flow. But I'm like, no, like when you challenge yourself, man, and like try to code something you don't know how to code, it is like a constant battle. And I'm like, nah, like I just can't do coding. I can't be in that stress every day. I have to like do it here and there or something. The most graphically demanding games come with settings that allow you to adjust it. So some games, games allow VRAM adjustments. That's pretty dope. That could have been something I didn't really need to write, but I'm a gamer, so I wanted to know. If you're experiencing a very low frame rate and or lots of stuttering, you might have ran out of VRAM. So either low frame rates, I think that just means like, oh, I guess technically like stutterings. And then stutterings, you may have ran out. So you can run out of VRAM? Or is it like you just don't have enough for that game? This is you may have run out of VRAM. Because I'm running, so at that point, if I ran out of my VRAM, I can't restore that motherfucker. Like, I gotta get a new GPU. So creative and professional applications, on the other hand, will often list a recommended amount of VRAM. And they also tend to require more than games. Hence, workstation cards with lots of VRAM. Okay. So they just require more. That's pretty much what that is. It's important to consider 3 things. Oh, I already got that. So it's important to consider the future because newer games and applications will use more VRAM than older ones. Oh, that's smart. But since I don't ever really plan to play games on this computer, I guess I don't care. But when I do get my desktop, this is going to be stuff I'm going to need. You said I like studying streams where I chit-chat a bit and learn too. When I'm bored and not motivated enough to study, I just join a stream. Hey, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's pretty dope. Because I always, like, I love doing study streams, but I feel like they're probably, like, the hardest ones to really, like, get people to stay hooked on. But there's definitely people out there. It just really takes the stream just getting pushed to those people. So that's pretty dope, man. And thank you for joining this little journey. I really do come on every single day, and I plan to do it, just constantly. Of course, I'll let you guys know either on Instagram, Discord, or my YouTube post if I don't go live. So y'all will always know if I'm not going to go live. But so far, 15 days straight is crazy. 15 days straight is crazy. And like I said, I've done this before with web dev. And I used to go crazy on web dev. Went up to like, I think day 200. And then maybe a little bit of days after that. And then that's when I kind of slowed down the streams. But it was tough. I was like, damn. But I think I started at like day 160 or actually no, I think I started day 120 going live to day 200. I remember I was making YouTube videos every single day though, before live streams, because I never knew about like really going live like that. Or I knew about it, I just didn't think to do it. And then boom, things just took off. But thanks for tuning in, man. Says you might want to opt for higher end graphics card with both VRAM and faster GPU, which tends to go hand in hand. Oh yeah, I think I figured that. Because VRAM on graphics card can't be upgraded, they're supposed to be paired. So basically, just make sure you have a good GPU, practically. And then I guess, yeah, I could just look at the gigabytes. Should also go up. I think I'm good there. You have to choose a good graphics card if you want the right amount of VRAM. Yep, kind of figured that. Okay, so I think we're done with VRAM. I mean, maybe this could have told me, like, what type of graphics card, but I think you can just kind of tell. Like, when you learn how to read specs, you kind of don't need, like, a pinpoint. You kind of just know at that point. So now what I'm going to do is go back and probably go look at what this says, just in case if the AI overview has something that I missed. Hey, what is up, Kuber? What is up? If I said that name correctly, I'm not sure. How are you, my guy? Says is dedicated memory on a graphics card that stores graphical data for rendering. Well, that actually seemed like a way better definition. What the hell I put? What was my definition? I think mine's... Oh, I don't think I put a definition. I think I just put, like, what it was called. Well, let me write this definition then. That was actually pretty good. Dedicated memory on a graphics card that stores graphical rendering. Yeah, that sounds beautiful. My goodness. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to take y'all along this entire journey though, because like I said, one of these days I'm gonna buy a desktop. We're gonna open it, look at all the parts, put it back together. I think it's gonna be super cool. And then another one of these days too is like, hopefully, I'm not sure exactly when. I don't like putting a date on stuff just because you never really know when things are gonna happen. And especially thinking in the future. Like, I remember back when I was younger, I thought I was gonna have a degree in computer science, and then I don't. So it's like, I don't like putting, like, big stuff like that on me. But one of these days, though, I do plan on getting some experience, maybe, like, 3 months worth of experience as help desk so I can hopefully try and get into a network engineer role. It says, haha, nah, it sounded cool. More like my Australian cousin brother, though. Oh, wait, what? What happened before? What sounded cool? I'm lost. I am lost. Oh, pronouncing your name? Okay, okay. I think that's what you're talking about. So this primary function is to hold textures, shaders, and other access. Okay, yeah, so that seems pretty much like, well, actually they didn't really tell me this. They just kept saying that it was good for gaming, but I like how it's kind of telling me a little bit deeper, but which leads to smoother performance and higher image quality. And they did technically say that, but they talked about buffering more. The amount of VRAM depends on resolution play at the recommended. Oh, so VRAM is this. Damn, what the hell is wrong with that website? That website did not give me the tea. I didn't know VRAM had to do with your the shit. It's like being 4K. Wow. Like your resolution basically. Wow, or not even basically, just straight up your resolution. Why didn't they say that? Did they say that and I just wasn't paying attention? That's why I kept saying. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I don't know what VRAM is. No, it's the resolution. So access the high-speed buffer. Now I'm starting to even get more of a deeper understanding of everything that was just said. VRAM prevents the system from having the slower system RAM, which helps avoid performance bottlenecks, stuttering, and graphical glitches. More VRAM. Oh wait, so my VRAM is what makes those glitches happen in video games? Or am I tripping? It says, how deep are you into web dev? I'm not actually that deep. I've only did what I like really wanted to do, which was just be able to create basic static websites for smaller entrepreneurs. And so other than that, I didn't get any deeper. And I don't plan on getting any deeper until like way in the future. I'm kind of trying to like pivot my content a bit more into IT support. And then pretty much hopefully try to become a network engineer here. Obviously that's going to be like a long shot, but we're going to try to pursue it and we're going to stick to it, see if we can get there. And then hopefully, I don't know, some point down the line I could probably spin the block on web dev. But the main goal of this channel, and this was the goal from like the beginning, it was to always document something, whether I'm learning something very simple like drawing or boxing, something completely outside of tech, or it could be something that could be a skill like editing, YouTube, or documenting, right now IT support that could potentially become a career. The goal of this channel was to always just document that to hopefully give people the motivation to whatever they want to pursue. They can see that I've done it and I actually documented it every single day to show you how I got here. So it's like if I ever became a network engineer, I could point people to this series, and that was always my goal. And then even if like I become like, I don't know, I start drawing these crazy pictures and I really know how to draw or whatever the hell after, let's say that was a chapter on this channel, then it's like I could direct people boom to these lives. And that's just always been the goal, is to try and document my journeys and just show people that I could get there, because technically when I end up landing that first client, I could consider myself a freelance web dev. So then in my head it's like I documented that whole entire thing, I became what I told y'all I would become, and then boom, you know what I'm saying? Like that whole series is ended to me because I did everything I said I would. And I think that's pretty dope. And that's just the goal of moving forward. So minimum of 8 gigabytes is recommended, though 12 gigabytes for more future proofing. At least 12 gigabytes is recommended for this resolution. Wow, I had no idea. I mean, now I'm starting to understand this part a little bit more. VRAM is required. So you have to, oh wait, so VRAM goes by gigabytes, I'm assuming, is why he's saying it like that. Using graphic mods, demanding applications. So yeah, I would probably just try to get a GPU with a very high VRAM if I really want the best graphics. So you just got to get a good GPU, an expensive, probably real expensive GPU. But we finally finished this. There's no way there's any more about VRAM here. I can't believe VRAM is that deep. So now let's go with clock speed, because I think we've been looking at CPU's clock speed, but the goal is to look now at the GPU's clock speed. So we got, what is GPU's clock speed, GPU's memory. Oh, they have a memory clock speed and a core clock speed. I think the other thing they wanted me to look at was CUDA core. So maybe I'll do both of them. Maybe this might be the wave. I didn't even know there was a different clock speed. Well, this is specifically about the difference. Well, actually, that might be helpful. So perfect, we can get into these clock speeds. I'm gonna need to try, let me see if I can save this website. Can I bookmark it? Yes, because I'm probably not gonna be able to do, oh, ask an AI builder. What the hell? PC part picking simplified. Our AI analyzes over 1 million parts. That's actually pretty dope, but I'm clicking and it won't work, so they probably didn't fucking they did not get that together. What the hell? Alright. So let me see real quick. I kind of want to see this is good. GPU core clock versus memory clock. What is GPU clock speed? Memory clock speed. Ooh, what the hell? Oh yes, I'm actually really happy that they're gonna get into this, because I've always seen this stuff and I didn't understand. I mean, I'm assuming obviously the more megahertz is probably doing better. I know that the more cores you have though is better, is more better than your gigahertz. But if you can get a lot of cores with high gigahertz, oh my goodness, you're goated. You're super goated. I think the one I have, I'm not sure. I believe it might have 16 cores making 32 threads or something like that. Oh, however that works. I forgot, honestly. Something like that. Says, hey, sounds cool. At least you are clear about your goal. Actually, that's dope. I'm currently doing web dev for passion. I mean, I love UI, UX, so why not start with web development? No, yes, and look at this too. Someone showed me this website. I'm about to put y'all on, unless y'all already know about this website, but someone showed me this website the other day. Now, I saved it on this cybersecurity roadmap, but look at all these roadmaps. Oh, wait, hold on. The website don't normally look like this. I don't know why the hell it look like this. Hold on, I'm about to look it up because I don't like the way this looks. What the hell? Did they update? Okay, here we go. Sorry. I like it better like this. But look at these, like, roadmaps that they've ended up creating. I had no idea. He said, new sub from India. Hey, what's up, man? Thank you so much. All the best, and I'll possibly connect with you on a daily basis and send you my work once I am done with the course. Hey, that's what's up, man. Definitely do that. Definitely do that. I think that's super dope. If y'all have stuff like that that you want to send to me, it's pretty cool. But look at this damn website. If I knew about this, like, this is more about being, like, a developer, though. But if I knew about this back when I was learning web dev, y'all, I would have been super goated, because they have a whole front end one, and you can click it, and it gives you a whole roadmap, right, of just random things that they expect you to learn, right? So now let's say we start with internet. You click here. What the hell? They give you free resources, articles, videos to look at. I'm not sure how good it is because I haven't used it yet. These are like premium resources. Scrimba is really good. I just don't want to pay for it. But then this is like your personalized AI. I have no idea what the hell that means. I don't know if this is something the website created and they want you to pay for it here. But I'm like, yo, what? They have front end, back end, full stack, DevOps. The one that I've currently been looking at, I've been currently looking at the cybersecurity one because of course that's like low key one of the paths I want to go down. And then somewhat too with cybersecurity, you do kind of have to start with like IT fundamentals. So I'm like, perfect, I could start there. Then they have something here with computer science, which if I ever get my degree there, which I don't think I will, but if I ever decided to, I don't think I will though. I feel like I probably prefer to get it somewhere else. But then we got React, JavaScript. Like, I'd probably still use this for JavaScript because JavaScript is annoying. It is annoying. I just can't believe it. I'm glad that y'all know about it though. This is super. Oh, they just added this? What the hell? Oh, and then they have Linux here, which I do need to get into Linux. I don't know if Cloudflare is similar to just cloud in general, but if it is, then Cloudflare might be the wave. I was like, what? But that's dumb. Y'all are dumb lucky for knowing about it, man, because when I first started learning, this would have been the wave. But yeah, so as you can see with cybersecurity, if you guys are here for like IT and really care about IT fundamentals and stuff like that, as you can see, they have a whole section right here for IT fundamentals. But it doesn't really give too much good courses, I'm not gonna lie. The courses are trash. But if you look here, you just kind of click into stuff here like component hardware components. They literally send you to a website like what is computer components. There's videos for the computer components. Then you got connection types with the Ethernet. Like, I'm literally going to be using these at some point when I get more into this stuff. But right now I'm kind of stuck in like hardware. And then this is here too. They teach you about the NFC, like, man. And then they even have a CompTIA A plus thing where they have like the official CompTIA A plus certification. Then they have a course here video. And then, like I said, I don't know if I would need to pay for this, which I wouldn't mind if I did have to pay. It just depends on the price. And if it's good, it better teach me something. Security Plus. I'm like, yes, this is going to be so good for me. Legitimately. And then literally, I think all of this is straight up like kind of IT and up. But then when you get here to security skills and knowledge, then this is when you're kind of diving into cyber. And I'm like, damn, this is cloud skills, like, programming skills, Python, JavaScript, super dope. Y'all so lucky for knowing this. But if there's some people in here that didn't know about this website, this is the site. If you, at least if you want to be a developer, and even if you want to be, like I said, go into IT, click on the cybersecurity part and kind of follow that path at least before you get into cyber. If you don't care about cybersecurity. But it says you can create your own roadmap. I'm like, someone better create one for me. Stop playing. Stop playing. If y'all know what to do, definitely create one for me. I'll be goated. But yeah, so we're nearing the end of this stream. I hate jumping to this camera because for some reason when I get to this camera, it always glitches. Let's see if it does. Because before, I used to never do that. It used to be super, like, good. And then I don't know what the hell started happening. I don't know if it's my internet or something, but it started playing with me. Let me move this back a little bit. I don't know why the lighting's acting up. See, it's kind of glitching a little bit. I don't like that. It's annoying. This camera's supposed to be good. Oh wait, now it kind of looks good. Now it kind of looks better. It says, damn, you're passionate about this stuff. Gotta go anyway. Gotta get some sleep. Hey, that's what's up. I was gonna end the stream anyway, my dude. So I'll see you later. See you later. Definitely hop on tomorrow, though, at 12:30 p.m. EST, by the way. If y'all want to tune in tomorrow, I will be doing this every single day. So it's super goated, man. Super lit. And then, wait, no, actually, I was gonna have a video, but not today. I think the video I should be having should come out tomorrow. But hopefully by the next video that I end up uploading. See how it's glitching like that? I don't like that. I'm sorry. I don't know why it be glitching like that. Like, it looks alright. So you're ending stream. Yes, I gotta go to work today. Let me see if I can jump to this camera. Oh, this is a little bit off. What the hell? Give me a second, because I don't know what the hell, like, this be doing. I don't even know how to click to my camera here. Oh, webcam. Let me try and, like, make this smaller. Like this. Maybe I'm gonna have to figure out. I need to fix that webcam. So do you think you spent around 300 hours on that JS cert? 100%. Like I probably spent even more, to be honest. I don't even like. I was doing that JS cert for a while. Oh, you see, day 148. I'm telling y'all. I remember this is here because of what the hell it looked like back in the day. That was where I ended up getting to. Day 100. Well, I got to like 200, but I remember I used to use this screen and then I stopped. Because I didn't really like the screen, but I guess we're going to use it for now. Because I got to fix... I don't know why that camera keeps, like, messing up. It says so many cameras. I only got two. I do want to get a third one, though. But yeah, I don't know why that camera keeps glitching like that. But I definitely could have spent around 300 hours, man. That was tough. That certification was tough. I cannot wait to end up going for that CompTIA A+, though. But definitely make sure I end up hitting that sub button, hit that like button. Thank y'all so much for tuning in the stream. Y'all are really goated for that. I didn't expect to have this much people here. I do go live every single day at 12:30 p.m. EST. See you later, my guy. 12:30 p.m. EST. Always tune in. Make sure you check in with me. You don't have to come every single day, but hey, I will be here and I will be documenting this entire journey. It's gonna be super lit. We're gonna do some crazy things, and I can't wait to eventually turn this content into like YouTube video content, because I'm still kind of trying to end my web dev series as like in YouTube video form. So I already got my certification. So we're nearing the end. All we need is, I'm still debating on if I should finish the barbershop website, because the last thing I really need to do is finish the contact form and finish the about me section. So I'm like, I could just finish that really quickly. So I'm thinking finishing that, and then I would need to get my first paying client, which I already have who I want to do in mind. And then boom, we can pivot that series and make some banger videos on IT support. You too, my guy. Have a wonderful day. Catch you on the next one. Love y'all. Y'all are super goated. If you just hopped in, hit that sub button. I'll be on tomorrow. And you're going to love this channel. Deuces.